not in positions to get it in your ear. I think that'll help. Okay. Okay. That was really good. You're not in position, so you obviously know what you're doing. So your fingerboard geography is getting better. Watch your extensions. Sometimes they're a little bit flat. Okay, but it might help if you pull your thumb up. The problem with pulling your thumb back is it increases all the tension through your hand. But if you pull it here,
yeah, we talked about that. Like it's like a wishbone.
Yeah, and it gives you more range of motion. You can even apply that to viola when you have really far extended shifts. Bring your thumb and double stops. Yeah, you bring your thumb up, right? Yeah. So the same thing. It's not bring it towards you, but it's bring it more into your hand. So you have a more balanced hand position.
Yeah.
Upper strings we tend to pull back, and it's very like first finger centered and oriented. But on an instrument where you have to work with gravity so much because you're vertical now, just make sure your hand is nice and balanced and centered.
Okay.
And another thing is with your bow. Although your tone sounds really good, you're gonna start hurting your wrists if you constantly have your elbow drop because you're doing this like T-Rex arms kind of thing. So even still, there you go. And I think something that will help that is consciously keeping the bow down, because it's not. The problem is when you roll the bow towards the bridge, you also roll your hand with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're doing this weird. It's like the sassy video.
Yes.
For that hand. Okay. You want to try to avoid that. So keep that in mind.
So we're looking for that. Okay.
Yeah, but don't tense up your shoulder because of that. Keep it nice and loose. Okay. Okay. Why don't you just draw 4 long bows on each string and just make sure your wrist is staying in good position. There you go. Much better. That's much better, and your bow's running far more perpendicular to the strings than it has been in the past. Good. You want to try it in position?
Sure.
Okay. So for this, write bigger.
Yeah.
If you're gonna lose track of fingerings or wear you have glasses.
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
I don't have contacts, so without them I'm blind.
You should wear your glasses because it'll help you AC the notes and BC your alternate fingerings, which are different than your original fingerings.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to try it a little bit slower?
Sure.
And just try to be a little bit more accurate with the notes.
And do you have better tone?
Also, I mean, I kind of attributed that to being distracted by looking at the page, but try to make sure that your bow is on the right string at the right time, okay? Know that your strings for this are going to be different because you're now in position than they were when you were playing open strings. much better. One thing I want you to work on and isolate is this E right here, where you're going from playing the E with the fourth finger to the second finger.
Finger substitution.
Yeah, finger substitution. So isolate that.
Oops.
Stop.
Sharp.
Try not to adjust. Just stop on the note, okay?
Flat.
A little bit sharp. Go a little slower, okay? Hear the note? There you go. That was one successful attempt. No vibrato. We're just working on pitch right now. There you go. Do you feel it in your muscle now? Okay. So try that first line and try incorporating that replacement.
It's flat.
Good, much better. Watch your second finger here.
Yeah.
It's extended. Can you isolate that position? In second, right. There we go. Good.
Would it be a 4 instead of a 3?
Well, it's C sharp to D natural.
So it's a 3. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What else was I gonna say? I had something to say about the first line. Oh, yeah. Okay. So in terms of your shift, sometimes you fall a little flat, and I think part of that might be that although you're making the distance, you're not coming around the instrument.
Okay.
So, I mean, the cello is physically stopping you from getting as high as you need to, but just slightly. I think if you come around, you'll bring your knuckle line up, and you'll also get yourself around the instrument. So try that replacement one more time, because that's really where it was obvious.
Sure.
Better. Now, you don't want to necessarily... You're doing good in that you're bringing your knuckle line up higher, but you're kind of using your elbow to do it instead of bringing your arm around from, like, the shoulder. Don't just raise your elbow up. It's like a whole arm motion to bring your arm.
Like that kind of a motion?
Does that make sense? Like, you're just bringing your arm around.
So it would go...
So you're less pulled back?
Like, so for here it'd be... Then...
Well, keep your arm relaxed. There you go. That was better. Before you were letting your elbow droop, so your elbow was kind of hitting the cello when you were trying to shift up. All right? Run through it one more time, and this time, since you now have the fingerings down, okay, I want you to focus on maintaining that strong tone throughout, and try here. You can add more legato because they are longer notes, but don't totally change the character. Try to maintain the character. a brush up before your video, just being really aware of the levels of string that you're
Clean it up,
playing.
yeah.
Okay. You might use to tighten your bow a little bit. Just a little bit.
Is that better?
Yeah, I heard the wood like hit through the bow before. Try not to pop your wrist out, okay? There's a better tone. Okay. All right. What else do you need to? Green sleeves. Is that on this? No. Okay.
First movement of Scarlatti.
Okay.
Ugh.
Am I still recording? I think I am. Okay. Do you have any questions before we start?
I don't know. We can start here if you want.
Okay, yeah, because we've worked on this before.
Yeah, and I feel really comfortable with that.
Okay, cool. How did it go in your first video?
It went well.
Okay, good. Not slowed. Not slowed. Where are you?
I'm starting here because we did those last time.
Okay. You gotta do finger replacement.
Can we just work? I don't want to.
Yeah, we can. The first thing is make sure that you are paying attention to the bowing because you're tending to separate it where you shouldn't. And for the most part, your intonation's fine. I think it's just a matter of knowing the fingerings.
Being comfortable, yeah.
Okay.